you know, I start saying things in my head and all those things. You don't really know that
Sure.
I am, but I
Yeah.
am stigma. Like, is there such thing? And if so, do we still call it stigma if the person doesn't know?
It becomes stigma when it starts affecting you. And yes, it is possible for somebody to stigmatize without knowing, without the person knowing that they are being stigmatized.
Yes.
Like when I'm talking with people, when I'm counseling people, I hear them tell me, this thing was repeated so many times. You know, it didn't make sense then. Until when they faced another problem. You know, like, let's see, maybe a mother calling their, just because their child is a breath somehow, and they go, you look like a pig. You know, it's like, for a child,
at first it looks,
I look like a pig. Tomorrow the same, a month goes, and an year. And by the time this child is becoming a teenager, this thing creeps in them, and especially if they start getting big, you know, you're eating like a pig, and they remember. This is the time they want to shed their weight, and the weight is not going, and they remember the words they were told by their parents, you eat like a pig, and they start now getting stigmatized. And this is, stigma does not come alone, it comes with a lot.
Other things.
So
suppose that example of a parent, right? Suppose they never say it to the child, they just think it, which I think it's unfair to even think of that for a child, but just, okay, about any other person. But what if you never say it? You just think it. Do you still call that stigma?
You know what, Eunice? Most of the time when we think of things, somehow, somewhere, we will say it or act it.
True.
Yes.
True.
You know, at some point we will say it and we'll act it. The time you have not said it, it is only eating upon you, you know. You're the one who is suffering, not the other person. But they can suffer from how you are treating them, on what you are saying to them.
So a person who stigmatizes, I mean, the big question is then why? Why do we stigmatize other people? Because we're always told every single day, I mean, we live with this, we know we're all different in terms of how we see things, how we perceive things, how we even understand things, but still we find ourselves stigmatize other people. And when I was doing my research, they said, especially in the Asian community and African community, there's a lot of cases of stigmatization as compared to like the Western world. So the big question is why do we stigmatize each other?
Lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. Because even when we are stigmatizing, mostly, we don't know we are stigmatizing. You know, many of these words came from West. So they started it. They knew it from the beginning. They were aware of it. So these words are coming to us now. We are getting to get them now. So the lack of knowledge, you know, like, what is stigma? You know, just the explanation that I gave. You are putting a mark on somebody. You are putting a word. A negative mark. You are putting a word on somebody, you know. And the way Africans, like, the way we like carrying ourselves as hard, you know, like hard, you know. I know if I tell Eunice this, I know she can swallow that, you know. A little knowing that.
We expect them to.
Yes.
I think most of the time we expect people to take whatever we can see, and especially like in what a parent setup where the parent expects you to take the fact they've called you a pig, which is like a really not a good thing, but they expect you to take it because, hey, you are African, you're supposed to take it. And that aspect of expectation then ends up hurting a lot of people, right?
Yes. You know, because somebody expects you to take it as they have said it, you swallow it, but little do they know how it has hurt you. Because in fact, stigma now shows itself when now it starts showing itself either in actions, you know, or talking. Because the stigmatized person at some point, because you are too much stigmatized, you start isolating yourself. You start becoming hopeless, you know, because you lack somebody whom you can lean your shoulder on, you know. Being social beings, you want to talk to somebody. And the people that are surrounding you are the people that are stigmatizing you. So what will I do? I'll isolate myself, you know. I'll keep my issues. And especially if I know, if I tell my mom, if I tell my husband issues, or what they do is telling me like those hurting words, what will I do? Because even words stigmatizes. You know, I'll put myself in a cocoon, you know, and the moment you put yourself in a cocoon, trouble has started, Eunice. Trouble has started.